In 1913, a large cargo vessel laden with toxic materials was deliberately sunk in between the British and German coasts. Afterwards, a German ship was found with no living persons on board. Instead, there were merely skeletons and polished metal. Afterwards, World War I began, not between countries of Europe, but instead between two nations, forcing the rest of the world to fight along one side or the other. Naval battles were erased from history due to the embarrassment of many nations. Foot soldiers both froze to death amidst the cold of the Antarctic, once thought to be a wasteland, or were ripped apart by almost exclusively explosive munitions fired by the inhabitants of that continent. The Antarctic Nation used stores of weapons so liberally it seemed there was a bottomless supply of ammunition, as if the bandana skull were applied. The Antarctic Nation's predators slunk through the halls of battleships and bunkers, dooming all but the most capable of soldiers. Soldiers wreathed in forged steel walked down halls, ignoring the gunfire striking their armor. Biplanes were decimated by fighters decades ahead of their time. The Antarctic Nation had hidden itself for centuries, but chose to make its debut at that time. It returned for an encore and then faded in the shadows once again, where it hides now, developing new instruments of doom. The first conflict was between the Antarctic Nation and a culture hell-bent on total enslavement of all non-aquatic, non-amphibian beings. The encore was to strike down reactionary monsters whose sole intentions were to torture everyone the Antarctic gave a fair chance at life. In both conflicts, the Antarctic saw a level 7 threat, but turned their dial up to 11. They were not fanatics, they were simply allocated too much displacement, too much diesel, gasoline, methanol, and nitromethane, in addition to too many rockets, bullets, grenades, and bombs. Their tanks were forged of too much metal. Everything about the Antarctic screamed excessive liberality with funds, armaments, fuel, and the like. And that proved justified. I am Sergeant Griffin of the Chlorine Militia, but I will get into that later. You will need to actually come to conclusions without me making you feel like you are dumb as shit. And remember, thumbs up means to shove it up your ass, so please click the quote-unquote like button whether you like this or not. And subscribe with the bell icon so you can get some more information on why the dial being at 11 was so damn justified. Also understand I'm giving this to you in the way I am for a long list of reasons, such as the algorithm. But also because this is a way which makes you think about why things are the way they are, for the purpose of figuring out what comes next. This is not just, oh yeah, history but fun. It is, we need to think about our present surroundings and conclude what it means to us, why it means that, and what should be done, if anything. I am presenting this because life, security, stability, freedom, and the lot are threatened by an infinite number of sources, not just the ones you expect. So here's an overview of our scheduling. We will be releasing an unknown number of episodes this season and a similar number next season, then releasing a condensed and simplified book to make it easier for people to follow where we're at, and then we are going to finish off with an unknown number of follow-up seasons. You will truly know who I am at the end of the second season. Have fun, and don't let the frost bite.